Sophie. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm really excited because I moved into this apartment a couple of weeks ago and I have this new giant pantry that we just kind of threw things into, and today I'm gonna take the time to finally organize things. So if you guys are excited to organize along with me, then let's jump right into the video. I started off by pulling everything out of the pantry, so this is kind of what I'm left with. And I did leave a couple of things in there because I liked the general setup of what I had, like that middle row, and then the bottom row was honestly just too much work, so I left it there for now. Before I started doing any of this, over the past few weeks, I've been making a pantry plan. So I've thought about all of the different dried goods and things that I keep in my pantry and really made a plan not only for the areas within my pantry where I want to create different zones, but also for the labels for all of the products that I decant. And if you're unfamiliar with that, decanting basically just means pulling everything out of its original packaging and putting it into different containers. So I like to buy in bulk, and that way I can decant the products into a size that's a little bit more reasonable to keep in my pantry. And with my OXO containers, I created a list of all of the dried goods that I use and exactly which size container I want to keep them in. And I'm right now making new labels for all of those containers. So I use a Cricut to make all of my labels, and you can see I just got up to check really quickly the dimensions of some of the labels to make sure that I'm going to print them the correct size. And I will always link in my description box below the Cricut machine if you're interested in purchasing your own. You'll see that they make beautiful labels. It's a little bit tedious, but the labels turn out wonderful. If you're ever interested in a custom label set, you can always email me at sophisticatedorganization@gmail.com, and I am more than happy to make a set of custom labels for you for your pantry or your bathroom or anywhere in your home. Now that it's all done printing, the next step is called weeding, and this is the tedious part. So you need to peel away the background. So anything that's not the actual words that I want to keep, I have to peel away. And that even means going in the inside of all of your O's and your A's and D's and all of those letters and pulling out those teeny tiny little dots. So I am going to weed away while I watch something on my iPad. So once the weeding process is done, you're going to use transfer tape. So that's what this is right now. And I still had my nails done from my wedding and they put little tips on them. So I am having such a tough time peeling things right now. I kind of can't wait to get them off. But you put the transfer tape on top of everything that you just weeded away when you have only your words remaining. Once the transfer tape is on, then I'm going to cut everything into individual labels so I can put them on my containers.
To fall so hard.
I had most of my spices already done. I did that when I was in my last apartment, but I did have one, like this minced onion, where I just taped on the label from the original container so I didn't forget what it was. And I just printed one more label to have it match the rest of them, and I'm gonna stick that one on right now.
Never meant to fall so hard.
Now, I don't know if you can see, there are 3 of the spice containers that still have silver tops. I bought spice containers that had those tops on them and I ended up not liking them, so I've been slowly replacing them with white tops from spice jars that I've been buying from Target. So I just need to buy 3 more spice jars and then I will have a full, beautiful, complete set. Now onto the OXO containers. I'm just going to sift through and figure out which labels belong to which products because it is white on white. It's a little difficult to see, but I can hold them up to the light and see what they are. Now onto the OXO containers. That's usually what I use to decant most of my products. And I'm just going to one by one label each of them. It is a slow process, especially because I tried out a new type of transfer tape and it's a strong grip transfer tape. Big mistake, it's so hard to peel off. I like my old transfer tape better, so I will be going back to that. This is also a good time for me to replenish some products, so my flour needed to be topped off and I happen to have some flour in the back stock, so I filled it up.
If it's real, 'cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip, now trip. Oh, flick the switch, kill the lights.
I always like to clean off the surface before I apply any label. That just makes sure there's no air bubbles, but it also makes sure that things stay on really well and don't peel off.
Almost like I don't know if it's real, 'cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Just go a little crazy and lose it. I don't care if we're dumb, it's the only way we know how to do it. Make me feel so young. Oh.
So all of these containers I've been working on so far are my baking products, and I'm going to use the top shelf of my pantry to kind of be my baking zone. Now, I chose the top shelf because, of course, baking is not something that I'm doing on a daily basis, but I do bake quite often, and I can reach the top shelf of this pantry pretty easily, so I know that it's something that I can grab on my own without having to get a step stool every single time. When you're coming up with your own pantry plan, it is important to think about zones like that. So you want to think about having things at eye level and within arm's reach that you use often, and then things that are higher up that you might not use as often, or things low down that are more bulk items or large items that might not be supported on a shelf. It also helps to have these zones to know when you're cooking exactly where to go. If you have spices, over to the left side and the right side and the top shelf and the bottom shelf, it's going to be really hard when you're cooking and you're trying to find what you're looking for. So think about the types of foods that you have in your pantry. Some people like to separate by lunch items and dinner items. For me, lunch foods and dinner foods all kind of blend into one, so I don't really do that. But I have my baking, you'll see on the top row. Then I have all my dry goods. Below that, I have my spices, and I will have my oils there, and so on.
I'm bulletproof, don't wanna shoot me down. I will always get up again. You're looking at me so cold. Get over yourself, are you for real? Why are you looking at me so cold? One's love is now we're enemies. You try to make yourself feel better by taking once I fell, but now I'm strong, I'm ready for the rematch. Shoot me down, don't you know I get up? Yeah, baby, I will fight. No, there ain't nothing stopping me. I'm bulletproof, I won't fall. I'm bulletproof, go on and shoot me down. I will always get up again. Shoot me down, don't you know I get up? Yeah, baby, I will fight. No, there ain't.
Now in that second shelf, I could do these containers 3 levels deep, but I'm trying to think about how practical this will be for me. Now, if I have OXO containers that are 3 levels in, getting to that back one is going to be really difficult. So if I have it only 2 levels deep, I can just slide the one in front of it out of the way, grab the one behind it, and it's really not that big of an inconvenience for me.
Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Quiero, baby. Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Te quiero. Dime, baby, ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Dame tu amor, dame tu amor, dame tu amor, tu amor, tu amor. Dame tu amor.
I'm a big fan of non-dairy milks, so I do buy them in bulk at Costco. And I tend to always have both coconut milk and almond milk on hand, which I have plenty of both right now. I stocked up a few weeks ago. So I had them just kind of sitting at the bottom, and I decided to take advantage of that dead space on the left-hand side of the pantry, way up high. It does go in a little bit past the doors, and so I didn't want to slide my baking goods there, but I felt like this was the perfect spot to put some of my almond milk and coconut milk because I only need to go back there every few weeks to replenish and stick another one in the fridge. So onto my oils. I have decanted these as well. That's something I did in my last apartment, and I created new labels that match the spice jars just so I don't have 3 different styles of fonts in my pantry. But I was kind of exhausted, and I'm just gonna leave it for now. Maybe another day I will have the energy to replace them. For now, I think they still look great. So I put all of my decanted oils together, a couple of extra little oils in the middle, and then when you rotate it, I will have all of my cooking sprays. And look how pretty that looks. Next up, I had some pancake mixes, then I have my travel mugs and my water bottles.
I will keep on trying till you give me a sign.
Now this is the large size Lazy Susan. It easily fits my protein powders, that giant thing of honey from Costco. I'm gonna put my salt and pepper, my baking powder, and some toothpicks.
Think that I'm addicted to this, can't resist to be a little risky and go for it, cause I want you close. I'm so exposed when you're keeping me wondering. You know I'd do anything to be in your arms again. So give me a sign.
Believe it or not, these plastic drawers are from college, and I do kind of want to upgrade these and use some alpha units like the ones that I use under my bathroom sink. But honestly, we're trying to be conscious of how much money we're spending, and putting these pretty little labels on these plastic drawers I think just kind of brings it up a notch, and I really don't mind them. And I think we're gonna hold off on upgrading for a little bit. Again, when we moved in, I just kind of threw things in here, so I wanna pull everything out and make sure that it's nice and neat and tidy in these drawers and the labels actually apply. Since I didn't have labels before, I wanna make sure it's all sorted properly.
Say you think about it too, when the lights go out and there's no doubt that I should be with. We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Baby, just give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more talking to you, and here we go again. Staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go from here? I wanna go all in.
So it might look like I have quite a few sponges, and I definitely do. This is more sponges than anybody needs, but I definitely get some products sent to me for free to try out, so I am still keeping those and holding on to them. I know I'll get to use them eventually, so I have an entire drawer of sponges and little sink scrubber brushes.
Just give me one more.
I might go too fast. I don't care about those limits, 'cause I want this to last like nothing ever lasts before. I might go too fast.
Now these produce bins I just got from Target. They're some of the only new purchases that I got for this pantry, and I do really like them. I think they look really cute there, and they match all of the white and look nice and simple.
Gotta seize the moment. Have you even noticed? Are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me?
Okay guys, here is the final reveal.
Doing anything other than thinking about you. So thinking, are you thinking about me? Ay, 'cause I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. Don't wanna go too fast, 'cause I know that people get scared sometimes. Hope it's not this time, 'cause I might go too fast. Suddenly I feel so rich. No, I don't know nothing. Oh, I can't let this slip. No, I gotta seize the moment. Have you even noticed? Are you thinking about
So as I mentioned, there are a couple of last minute things that I need to fix in the pantry, but overall, I'm really happy with it. I think it's gonna be super functional, and of course, I love the way that it looks. So if you guys liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I really wanna share a bunch of different organizing projects around the rest of the apartment. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more, hit that notification bell, and until next time, I will see you guys later.
thinking